Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we're going to discuss RAG. What is RAG? Okay, because if you are learning generative AI and if you don't know RAG, I think you are not learning generative AI. Because RAG is a system. If you don't use the RAG in your chatbot, I think your chatbot is not the fully capable of chatbot. Okay, that can give a general answer. Okay, so RAG is very important to know and implement a RAG inside your chatbot. So what is RAG? We'll discuss in this video. First of all, going into the what is RAG, we'll discuss that what are the problem we solve without RAG. I think we don't know that what are the problem we face. That's why the RAG is coming in the market. Okay. So what is important RAG? First of all, I'm going to discuss that. I'll ask a question that if you're like if you're using chatbot like ChatGPT, I think it's ChatGPT. Okay. If you're asking a ChatGPT a question like 2 years back, okay, that will be like real time. Like you ask a question that what is the stock price of the today of Apple? Apple stock price of the Apple. Okay, so the ChatGPT can't give the answer. If you ask the ChatGPT 2 years back, okay, when it's launched, okay, and they give the answer. It's not that they don't say that don't know. They give the answer wrong answer because the LLMs, large language model, they works that if you give a prompt and the large language model have the capability and they know that every time you have to say something. If you are asking a question, you have to predict the next word. What can be the answer of that particular question? And they give the answer that can actually think like it is a real truth. Okay, because that ChatGPT doesn't give the any wrong answer. That is not like the answer. Okay, because ChatGPT give the answer or any LLM model give the answer. If they don't know the answer, they give the wrong answer with a full belief. Okay, because like if you don't know that, if ChatGPT know that, don't know that what is the stock price of the Apple, and if you ask this question that what is the stock price of the Apple today, and they don't know that what is the stock price of the Apple, they give the wrong answer. That is called hallucination. Okay, that is called hallucination. Right now, I think if you're asking a question, the ChatGPT can give the answer because ChatGPT have the capability. Because inside the ChatGPT, they implement a RAG-based system. Okay, so how it is actually solved? Because the RAG-based system means they fetch the current data from the source, and they what you asking the question. Okay, like if you're asking what is the Apple price of the Apple today, they break your question into chunks or embeddings, and then they find that specific answer to the source like any website or any stock price website or anywhere. Okay, they then give the generate the answer with the help of LLM. Okay, that's called hallucination. It hallucinate means that they don't know the answer, they try to give the answer with full belief. That is called hallucination. The model generates the confident but completely wrong or made up answer. It doesn't know. It just predict the next word. It just predict the next word. What can be the answer? Okay. For example, if you ask about a latest government scheme 2026, it invent a scheme that doesn't exist. Okay, they tell you the scheme that don't exist market in the market. Also outdated knowledge. And LLM train on the like LLM has the cutoff date. Okay, because LLM doesn't train every time. They train a specific date like 2025 June, 2026 January, and after that the LLM doesn't have the knowledge what is happening in the world. Okay, this is outdated knowledge. LLMs are the train only up to a certain date, called the knowledge cutoff. After that, they no idea what happened in the world. Example, a middle model trained in 2005 cannot tell you today's stock price. Okay, current interest rate or now the policies in 2026. Okay, because they don't know the answer. They train on the 10 in 2025. Okay, after this, they don't know the what is happening in the world. Lack of private data. But LLM doesn't have the access to private data. So if you have a company specific data, they don't know the answer. If you know these things, okay. No transparency task issue. You cannot verify where the answer come from. We don't know the what the answer come from, and this is the dangerous legal, medical, financial, educational use cases because you don't know the source. So what the LLM give you the answer, you have to believe this. That is a problem. poor performance on large or specialized data. You cannot feed an entire company knowledge base, thousands of PDFs and manual policies into the prompt every time. It's too long and expensive. Okay, because you cannot put the your company specific data in the input in the prompt as a prompt. So it's not um, permissible, because in the prompt also have the context window. What is context window? There is a limit. There is a limit set how much prompt you give to the LLM in at a time. Okay, that's why you can't give the whole company specific data. So how the RAG solve this problem? So that's why we are coming to the RAG. What is RAG? So RAG is a method where LLM, where AI language model doesn't rely on its internal trained knowledge. It means instead it retrieves relevant up-to-date information from external knowledge base. Like if you're asking a question to the ChatGPT, and if the ChatGPT don't know the answer, just going to the website or any source to find the answer based on your prompt. Okay. After finding the answer, the LLM uh, give the full potential to generate the specific answer in specific way. It means that, like if you're asking a question to the ChatGPT and based on your prompt, the ChatGPT, there is a call things like embeddings or semantic search. Okay, inside the rack, it's a build the semantic search to the web and asks and five fetch the data that you asking for, and using the LLM they give the answer. Okay, that is how it work. It's like this. Okay, like user, you give a input. Okay, you give input, and what RAG assistant do? RAG assistant retrieve the information to the database. Okay, or any website, and then fetch the database, fetch the information to the RAG assistant, and then RAG assistant fetch information with input what user give. They send to the LLM. Okay, and the LLM generate the answer and give you the return. Okay, that's how it works actually. Like if you are asking a question, it's if the LLM does not know the answer, they retrieve the information to the database or any website or anywhere, and with the information that is the fetch from the internet, and with your input, they send to the generate LLM to generate the answer, and they give you the result. Okay, that is how actually it works. Okay, that is how it solves the hallucination problem, because they can access the real time data. That's why the model doesn't give the generate the wrong answer. They fetch the uh, website or any database and find the answer, and then give you the answer. It will also give you the outdated knowledge. Okay, because if you use the RAG, so it can't give the outdated knowledge, because the LLM have the access to fetch the current data. So give fetch the current data and give the answer. Lack of private or company specific knowledge. If you have a chat, if you building a chatbot related to your company specific chatbot, so you can feed, you can feed all the knowledge, specific knowledge, your company specific specific s- in a database, and when you ask a question related to your company, they find the answer from your database and they give the answer. Okay, no transparency and task issue, because now ChatGPT give you the or any LM or any chatbot have the access to the source, so they can give you the source link. You can go and check it out how what the source is, right or not. Poor performance on large language specialized data. You can't, you don't need to send the entire company data at once, because you can't give the company data to the prompt. You give the company data and you store the company related specific data to the database, vector database. Okay, and they fetch the data from there. That is how the LLM and RAG solve this problem. Okay, so this is the RAG. Okay, what is RAG actually? So RAG is a method. With the help of RAG, you can fetch the current data from the source, and with the help of this data, they give you the current, mm, new, accurate answer. Okay, that is how is RAG actually work. So this is the video. If you like this particular video, please thumbs up. And in the next video, we'll discuss what is how RAG is work. Okay. Thank you guys.